In this video, I've prepared some scripts for you, so if you're in an awkward networking situation, you'll know exactly what to say. So I don't know about you, but I'm not like the most natural at just chatting with people I don't know. Usually I really have to think about it ahead of time and kind of plan out what I'm gonna say if I'm going into some kind of networking situation or some kind of meeting. So I'm gonna take you through a few situations and tell you exactly what I recommend saying, and we even have this for you as a free download. So if you want this document, there's a link in the description box, you can check it out. And I also need to tell you I have a new class that's all about bookkeeping clients, and within that class there's a lot more of these types of scripts, and I really walk you step by step how to get clients. So if you're looking for some guidance and support on that, the class is called Bookkeeper Marketing Coach. The link's also in the description. So the first script I have for you is someone you meet in pottery class. So obviously this is a made-up situation, but I do recommend that you can use like hobbies and common interests to get to know people who might need a bookkeeper. So here's what to say in pottery class. So if you're following up with someone you met at like a hobby class, you first just want to connect with them, remind them who you are, and say something kind of personal. And then, you're like, oh yeah, we talked about, that bookkeeper thing, kind of remind them of that. And then just ask them straight out, is this something that you're interested in outsourcing? And then again, see if they want to meet to talk about it. And if so, try to get that specific meeting lined up. So this next one is someone you met at a specific networking group. So say you joined a BNI, a Business Networking International group. That's like a national organization that really focuses on networking. So in this situation, it's a little more formal than that pottery class. So let's see what to say in this situation. For this one, it is more of like a professional relationship, and so I did write it a little more formally. In this example, it's an email inquiry, and so just follow up with when you met them and then something specific you guys talked about. And then you can say really briefly kind of what your skills are or what your services that you offer are, and then you can say, I'd love to discuss how we can support each other's businesses through direct referrals. So then they can kind of see that, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. And then again, try to get that specific meeting set up. Going back to the more casual side, let's talk about what to say if you're at your kid's soccer game and you're chatting with another parent about what you do for a living. So I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but I'll just highlight the important parts. This is a conversation I have a lot, just making small talk with someone. So, if someone asks me, what do you do? I say, I'm a bookkeeper. I help small businesses with their finances. I just give this little sentence because not everyone totally understands what a bookkeeper does. And then maybe they ask some follow-up questions. I say why I like being a bookkeeper. And then the person maybe might start talking about their small business. And then they kind of describe it for a while. Maybe I ask some follow-up questions, and then I can say something like, if you ever need assistance or if you know anyone who does, I'd be happy to lend a hand. So just like state your willingness. And then maybe they say, yeah, I have been kind of struggling, so I need a little help. So, they're like, what can you do to help? So then you can talk about the services, and just generally you like to help people get organized, and that it all points back to tax season because that is a stressor for a lot of people. And then the last step after that, as you continue the conversation, is just get a specific date nailed down. So do we want to do next Wednesday at 10 and give them your contact number? Next one is for when you're chatting with an accountant. So you're getting to know this accountant and maybe you can do mutual referrals. So in my class, I mentioned Bookkeeper Marketing Coach. I talk about lots of different people you can network with. BNI groups are a great one, as well as accountants and like other financial professionals. So in theory, if you find the right CPA or accountant, you can do mutual referrals. So you can refer some of your clients to them if they need financial advice or tax preparation if you don't do tax prep, which I do not. And then in turn, if they are overwhelmed and have too many bookkeeping clients, or they come across a client that is not their expertise, they can refer that person to you. And I don't know if that sounds like a little outlandish to you guys, but this is a real and true thing that I have done, and it really does work. So this one is reaching out by phone to an accountant. So you want to identify yourself and figure out how you got their name. So, mention your mutual contact, and then mention that you want to help them out with bookkeeping projects during tax time. And, you can empathize with the fact that they get really busy during tax time, so they might need some help. And that you would also love to do mutual referrals. So you can say kind of how you can help each other. And this would probably be more of like a conversation back and forth, but these are the key things that you want to include in there. Next one is for LinkedIn contract. So this is more online marketing, which we do go over in my class as well. Tons about online marketing, because even as an introvert too, sometimes it's easier to network with people from your computer. And that is a legitimate way to network and get to know people. But there's kind of awkward, pushy ways to do it. And then there's friendly, welcoming ways to do it. And here's the message for LinkedIn. You want to do some kind of personalization. What about that person do you like? Why are you reaching out to this person in particular? So make it personal, and then you can tell a little bit about yourself, and then just come out and ask, do you or anyone you know do you know anyone in need of bookkeeping services? And then this here is just a really brief description of what you do and how you might work together. And again, there's that call to action with scheduling a time to chat. Next one is asking for a review on your Facebook page. Reviews are super helpful because they provide credibility to your business. If someone in the past has had a good experience with you as a bookkeeper, then in theory, you would be able to work with other people as well successfully. So for Facebook, it's probably someone you know a little bit better. So you can be a little more casual, remind them how you've worked together, and then tell them how long of a review you need. It's 1 to 3 sentences. So hopefully it shouldn't be too taxing for them. It shouldn't take them too long. And really emphasize this would be a huge help to me, because usually people that you know in real life, they don't mind helping you out. They want to be of assistance. And if they do say yes, you can also remind them of the work that you did for them. That can just be a little kickstart in getting that review back from them even faster. The last one is you're reaching out to a former colleague that you used to work with, maybe at a 9-to-5 job, and you're asking for an informational interview with them. Maybe they've moved on to another role that you think is interesting and you want to hear more. So the phrase informational interview is really nice because it's low pressure. You just want to get information. You're not going to sell to them, but you do recognize that they are doing you a favor by taking time out of their day to meet with you. And don't forget, you can download all these scripts for free. So this is an email in a more professional sense asking for an informational interview. So you want to tell your former colleague that you recently launched your bookkeeping business and ask them if they want to schedule a short informational interview. I might even put that it's a 30-minute interview or 20 to 30 minutes, so it doesn't take up too much of their time. And then you can say a little bit about what they will expect in the interview, and then you can ask them for a time to set up that interview. So again, you can download this so you can read it all in more detail. Thanks so much for staying to the end of this video. If you don't know me, I never said this, my name is Morgan. My website is FinePoints.biz. I have a free masterclass about my first 3 clients and the real ways that I actually got those clients. So check that out for free in the description box, and I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up. That helps me out a ton. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you next week.